Live with Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports prepared. Live with Ches, live up next. Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Live with Ches. I'm your humble host, Cameron Chester. And what a weekend of football it was for both championship games. They were crazy. Let's review them. The Kansas City Chiefs are heading back to the Super Bowl and are trying to be back-to-back champions. The Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10, and there's so much to just list off on this game. So much. The biggest concerns for me are Lamar Jackson's performance and the Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken's game plan. While one could blame Lamar Jackson for poor decisions like that awful pass into 3 defenders, and Zay Flowers for reaching out and scoring a touchdown with the point of the ball and fumbling it, but I have to say, a lot of this blame gotta also go to the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, for poor play calling. Very poor. Like, why in the world would the Ravens not run the ball and they have a top rushing team against Kansas City defense who is very average against the run? And Kansas City didn't even have Willie Gay. He was injured. He was out. Their only anchor in the middle was really Nick Bolton. And I don't understand why you didn't attack the box, run the ball against an average run defense instead of attacking their DBs, who has an all-pro in Trent McDuffie, one of the best cover corners, and L'Jarius Sneed, who both actually helped in the fumble situation with Flowers. Sneed punched out the ball, and McDuffie landed on the ball and recovered it. And then I don't understand why you would throw like multiple times when you truly don't have another receiver who can complement Flowers in the passing game. Now, don't get me wrong, Zay is great, but he needs someone like a Waddle, Gabe Davis, Chris Godwin, or a Mike Williams type of role player. And Flowers was great. He's great, but it's just when he couldn't get open, no one else really could get open. And the Ravens' weakness for passing is that they don't have another wide receiver. Let me say that again, another wide receiver, not tight ends. They have 2 great tight ends, but you need another dog on the outside or slot. Mark Andrews is great, but coming back from injury, and Isaiah Likely only had 2 receptions for 16 yards. Now, the Ravens have Rashad Bateman, bust, an old Odell, who's like, you know, he'll appear there and he'll disappear, and also an inconsistent Nelson Aguilar. That's not doing much. Yes, Flowers had 5 receptions for 115 yards and 1 touchdown, averaged 23 yards. Good stats. But when it mattered the most, when Lamar needed someone to get open, Zay wasn't there and making rookie mistakes, fumbling and taunting. That also didn't help. Upcoming draft Ravens, y'all need to be checking out the wide receivers. And thank God this upcoming draft is very good with receivers. Now, Lamar, where do we start? Held the ball for too long on many occasions. Should have just ran when no one was open. Like, look what Purdy did with his legs. Changed the game. And the crazy thing is, Lamar is known for his legs. I feel like he tried to prove critics wrong and show his pocket skills, but that ain't the time. This is not the time. Be you, Lamar, be you. And he wasn't when the lights got brighter. Terrible throws, overthrowing his receivers, fumbling, throwing a terrible interception, 3 Chiefs surrounding 1 Ravens tight end, and the safety who picked him off just came off the bench. I was so disappointed, and Lamar choked this one. He will win the MVP for the 2nd time, but this loss will still be stinging after he holds the MVP award. Now, Patrick Mahomes, I told y'all since my first episode, he's in a different galaxy, a galaxy of his own. He's going to be in his 4th Super Bowl after only 6 years of starting. He's 2-1 currently in the big game, and Mahomes was 30 for 39, 241 yards, 1 TD, and a QBR 91 in that game against the Ravens. Travis Kelce, 11 receptions, 116 yards, 1 touchdown, vintage 87-15 performance. Isaiah Pacheco had 24 carries, 68 yards, 1 TD. Rashee Rice added 8 receptions, 46 yards, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling had the winning catch to ice the game. Kansas City's defense stood tall and held a powerful offense to only 10 points. We're living in the Kansas City dynasty, folks. It's right now. This new Ravens regime showed their immaturity in the big games, and Kansas City walked in like a veteran ready to deploy into battle. Now on to the second game, Lions versus the 49ers. This game is kind of tricky. You could say the Lions choked it or the 49ers woke up in the second half and just took it. Lions were dominating, had the game in their hands during the first half. Goff looked poised, run game was moving, defense stood tall, but it all crumbled when McCaffrey turned into beast mode and Brock Purdy showed up and showed that he was more than a game manager. He became a game changer, using both his arms, his legs to push past that gritty Detroit's defense. And luck may have played a role on the 49ers side, especially with that Brandon Ayuk catch, but the 49ers stars showed up. CMC ran for 90 yards, 20 carries, and 2 touchdowns. Hopefully he's okay after landing on his head and neck. Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk took over. Samuels had 89 receiving yards and Ayuk had 68. Brock Purdy threw for 267 yards, 1 TD, and a QBR 88.1. 49ers stars were great. But the 49ers may have stolen this game away thanks to Lions head coach Dan Campbell being too confident and willing to go for it on 4th down 4 times and succeeded only once, when he could have just kicked the field goal and believing in your defense instead of just giving the ball back to a red-hot 49ers defense. I feel for you Lion fans, but y'all should be happy. You made history and can build off of it. The 49ers will be going to their 3rd Super Bowl in the span of 11 years. They lost their previous 2 appearances and hope to get payback against Patrick Mahomes, who came back and defeated the 49ers in 2020. And that's going to be all, folks. Thanks for listening. It's been Live with Ches.
Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports we're best. Live with Ches, live up next.